Back at the Army Island Sports Center for another Men's Hockey Weekly on this off week as the Colonials get several days to look forward to their matchup against Mercyhurst after Thanksgiving. I'm Matt Gajtka, joined by Associate Head Coach Kody Van Rentergem, first year with this title, but not your first year here with RMU. Could you tell the folks how your role has changed in your time with the Colonials? You started off as hockey ops and then an assistant coach and now an associate head coach.
Yeah, this is my 7th season here, and like you said, I started as the hockey ops guy and, predominantly just doing video and working with the goaltenders, and it kind of just evolved from there, and it seemed like every year I got a little more responsibility until here we are now.
Well, with this week being one of the National Letter of Intent signing days, it calls to mind how much recruiting and scouting is as part of your job. I know now it's more on the ice, but how much of your job would you say, estimate, is directed toward recruiting and bringing in new talent?
I guess I'd say maybe 25%, 50%. It's really tough to say because you're still, even when you're here working with the guys on the ice every day, you're still, you're texting kids or you're looking up stats, watching video. It's one of those things that you're always kind of doing every day, even if it's just a little bit, but it's tough to give it, maybe a percentage, but it's something that you really got to do quite a bit.
Looking at how things went on the ice today, it's a pretty heavy practice day, I would say. I mentioned no games this weekend. That's the first off week for you guys so far. Does the approach change with the guys when you don't have a game to look forward to at the end of the week?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you're going to get a few more lifts in the gym. Today we did more of a skills day and, some battles, some working hard, stuff like that. Tomorrow and the next day we'll work on some special situations. We'll do our 6-on-5s, power plays, penalty kills, 4-on-4 play. You try and get some of the stuff that's maybe harder to do in a regular week. Try and get a little bit of that done in the off week.
So you yourself, you're a former goaltender. You work with the goalies. It's not quite the same as working with the skaters, where it's a lot of X's and O's stuff. And you mentioned battle competition. What are you doing with the goaltenders to keep them sharp?
So usually with the goaltenders, we'll work off of what happened the week previous. So if there's a tendency that they need to clean up or something that they're not feeling sharp with, a lot of that's a give and take, just talking with them. But also then we'll look at the team that we're playing the next weekend and try and do something based off their tendencies that can maybe give them a read or help them in a situation. And
last thing for you, 10 games in, off week, natural time to analyze. Can you pick out one strength you feel like the team has done well, and maybe one thing that you'd like to see them do better as we work our way toward the holiday break?
I think we do a really good job, when we get pucks down low and we work teams down below the goal line, take pucks to the net, be hard, physical, down in their end. I think we've seen that we're very successful when we do that. Even last weekend, despite the scores, there's still times where that's when we were playing our best hockey, getting the puck down deep in their end. One thing I think we got to clean up a little bit in our own end, obviously, but turnovers in the neutral zone. I think that's probably most coaches would say turnovers in the neutral zone, but it's something that I think we're continuing to harp on, and I think part of it is if we support the puck better, it gives guys more options to pass the puck, which should lead to fewer turnovers.
Words from the wise from the 7th-year Colonial member of the staff and now Associate Head Coach Kody Van Rentergem. Talk to you next week here for Men's Hockey Weekly.